Welcome to another edition of Sean's View Entertainment on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. You know, I can't remember the last time that there was this much talk and this much craze and speculation and rumors and gossip. I can't remember the last time TNA was so talked about in the wrestling forums, the online websites, the dirt sheets. But ever since the news broke that TNA will be losing its deal, its contract, the negotiations with Spike TV. This has led to a dramatic impact, no pun intended, on TNA. Now, the Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting, and this is a big report, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to hear your opinions on this one, and I've pretty much already given my opinions. So this episode is all about you. I'm giving this episode all in your hands. I want your views. While Viacom, parent company of Spike TV, and TNA have both said they are still in negotiations, multiple sources have confirmed TMZ's story that Spike informed Dixie Carter in a meeting that they were not interested in renewing the deal for Impact Wrestling, which is what we've been hearing and seeing for the last several days. Multiple sources report that there are two key reasons Spike doesn't want to renew. They believe that the product was cost-effective for what they pay for it, and the fact that they were outright lied to about Vince Russo's status with the company. TNA had already denied Russo working for them, and when Russo sent an email, well, meant it to email TNA employees, but accidentally emailed Mike Johnson of PW Insider, TNA went into panic mode because Spike had made it clear that they didn't want Russo involved. We noted earlier today that Russo is once again done with TNA. So, you know, there is this drama. There is this BS. There's these lies going on. Vince Russo, is he with TNA? Is he against them? Is he for them? What's going on? Well, now TNA is done of Vince Russo, but Vince Russo might be the ultimate death knell to TNA here. Why would he try to cover this up? Was this an inside deal? Why did TNA not want to let this be known? Well, because Spike TV didn't want anything to do with Vince Russo. They understood what Vince Russo has done in the past and what he could do again, and they understood that that would be very detrimental to TNA in the progression of them being on Spike TV. Like I said, there's a lot of things that weigh TNA down, but the report goes on to say Spike TV reportedly wanted to make the situation as amenable as possible, which could be the opposite of what they did with the WWE in 2005. Spike won't be talking publicly about the deal or making any statements that would hurt TNA's leverage. And that's a nice thing. That's a good thing. Hey, at least that won't hurt TNA's leverage if they can make it onto another network, and that is a big if. Apparently, if TNA is able to land a new TV deal, keyword is able, Spike is willing to make the transition as smooth as possible. Even though TNA's contract with Spike expires in 2 months, there's been no word yet on a specific date that they will take TNA's programming off the air. This is where TNA must be scrambling. This is where they must be going nuts, because they got to understand that, you know, the whole game's going to change. They ain't going to be making enough money. They ain't going to be making the amount. They probably won't be reaching the subscriber amount. How many fans are going to follow, you know, over? How many fans are going to follow TNA? Because where are those die-hard loyal fans that followed the product in its early stages? TNA had a good run while it lasted, in my opinion. There's some speculation that Spike officials told Dixie that they won't be renewing the deal is just hardball negotiation tactic, just like not having a deal this late is. Many people, including fans, point out that most major networks already have their fall prime time schedule filled up. People in the TV industry do not believe the United Talent Agency, which has been representing TNA in negotiations, has a backup plan. Within the TV industry, there is a lack of interest in pro wrestling due to the inability to get premium advertising revenue. And that's another problem that's been plaguing and bringing down TNA. Their advertising, their revenue, bad checks, wrestlers being let go. You know, just oh my God, it almost makes me sick. It actually almost makes me sick, ladies and gentlemen. There's also talk that Spike is willing to keep the show, but wants to cut down on the licensing fees that they pay. They've also noted that there's speculation, even among industry experts like Jim Ross, that Spike could be looking to own their wrestling company by purchasing TNA, like they did with Bellator MMA. Well, we know that Spike TV is, geared towards the male demographic. A lot of guys watch that, and you can guarantee your bottom dollar that if Spike TV took over TNA, that would be huge. That would be a major investment, and you can bet your last little dollar that you would see a lot more knockout matches and a lot more bra and panties matches and a lot more gravy bowl matches and anything to do with girls. Maybe they'll be just as naked as we see in TNA. They may be full naked. Who knows? Your comments and your opinions on TNA not being renewed by Spike TV and the ongoing problems and issues that they face. Subscribe.